Hey, welcome to my show. Still trying to figure out where the chat went. There's YouTube chat. Is YouTube chat working? All right, YouTube's running. Let's see, I've got to send some messages. I think that was it. Jeff Roth, so good to see you. Thanks to hurt me. I'm not seeing any of the gifts and stuff. I don't know what's going on. Open another chat. Hey, there's the chat. Oh, nice. Thanks for all the shares. Look who's back. Sixpain, good to see you. Is that Ken? I do lives. I do lives. Interesting. The TikTok updates are interesting. Okay. Oh, I've forgotten where they put the where do they put the cool sound effects? Well, they always were. Okay, I'll undock that. All right, let me go ahead and clear the background. Today's topic on The Shark Show with Sarah Sorry. The Sark Show with Sarah is God No Makes Sense. So this topic is for anyone to come on up. 18 and older. God No Makes Sense. You can agree or disagree. Is it, let's see. Let's see, I don't think I have any requests yet. Sorry, I'm kind of just still getting my bearings. Have not done this in a while. It's been, gosh, is it August? Almost September? Wow, okay. Yeah, I took a break to work on like some website stuff. And that's up in the air still kind of. But I'm back to do more debates and discussions and stuff. Hey, Phil. Thanks for the heart me. It seems really quiet. Like we need just hidden on TikTok. See, on here they have like this view that's like you can now see it like you would on a phone. And it's a little hidden, but it's not that hidden, but I could definitely guess that it is hidden. Easy to miss, that makes sense too. It is kind of high up there. Let me fix that. I can fix that in like 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Never said that in my life. No idea why I said that, but I did. Let's try download this, download that. So how's everyone been? How was your summer vacation? Mine was eventful. I sold my house and now I live in a different house. You almost got me to say it. I know what you're doing. Okay, let's see. I need to now select the new image. Stressful? Yeah, I'm happy to not have work right now. It's kind of a double-edged sword, as it were. You know, because I have no money, but I have a place to live, and I'm very happy. Oh, how do I find the one I'm looking for? Images, yeah. It should be called... Oh, it's this, I see. It's misnamed. Is this better? Thank you for the likes. All right, cool. Yeah, and today's prompt is for anybody. I don't care what your view is, or you could have whatever your opinion of whatever the God is, right? Like anything in this sentence, you can define and we can discuss it. I don't know much about Vishnu. Probably doesn't make a lot of sense when you get down to it. But I think we have a guest. Julian.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you? Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 19 years old.
Cool. What are your thoughts on the prompt? God no makes sense.
I think it's the opposite. I think your worldview makes ultimately no sense. Can I ask you a question?
No. Can you explain why God no makes sense? You can't. Can you talk about that? The prompt?
Yeah, I can actually, because I assume you're an atheist. Can you just answer that real quick, yes or no?
Oh yeah, I'm an atheist.
Okay, well then, off of that, I would just say your whole worldview is contradictory. I mean,
Can you define worldview?
Yeah, your worldview. I'm just going to use religion. I'm not going to get in the whole term of it. Let me just break this down for you. I assume you're a
Atheism is not a
physicalist, right?
worldview.
Sure.
I
Okay,
understand
whatever.
you
Can I
want to
get to my
control
point?
my show. It's a kind of weird, but I understand it. Like
Just don't run.
you took
You
a
know
hit
I'm
off
gonna
of the
bait you.
meth or did some crack or whatever you did to get the nerve to come up here. Defend your God or leave.
Okay. Yeah, I will. Can you explain consciousness through a physicalist worldview, the source and the mechanism, please?
Which part of that defends your God?
I'll get to it. Just can you do that, please?
No.
Can you explain a physicalist
Can you?
through
Can
a
you
physicalist
explain? Can you
lens?
explain anything? Literally anything you ask me. Can you explain using your God?
Yeah, I can, because I believe in the transcendental argument for God, that to have things such as the laws of logic, to believe even in reality itself, because it's a metaphysical claim, you need the deity of God.
Reality is not a metaphysical claim. Why do you say that?
Yeah. Yes, it is. What are we talking about? Can you just answer the question? Are you going to dodge? Can you explain through a physicalist
Wow,
worldview?
the posturing is really weird. You didn't even ask me.
You're dodging.
I don't care about your question. I told you no. I already told you no. I cannot explain it.
Well, because you're scared. Because atheism makes no sense, and you know it. Bye bye. Have a good one. Oh, you're so fucking retarded.
And the hard R on the way out. Christianity is like this. They don't want to actually engage or discuss or think about what they're saying. They want to just yell things at you and then yell slurs and leave. Yep, definitely a Christian. And I got a violation for hate speech. I love you. I love your cult. I love your cult. It's just so loving and kind and like, you know, all I asked was a simple question. So, hey, Tony, how's it going? Do you want to, oh, you're my friend. I don't recall who you are.
It's okay. Just wanted to remind you that you can use Matthew 10:14 every time they come up.
Matthew 10:14. Can you remind me what that
I'm
one
in the
says?
hospital, so this thing, I got a machine that's going crazy.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just got surgery on my foot, and then everything went well.
Oh, excellent. Praise atheism or whatever. Praise no one. Praise the doctors, probably.
Yeah, praise knowledge and science and facts.
What's Matthew 10:14?
It basically tells them if they go to somebody and try to tell their message and it's rejected, they're not supposed to argue. They're not supposed to stay there and keep talking to you. They're supposed to dust their feet, turn around, and fuck off.
Yes, and it also goes on to say, because you know that their torment or whatever will be great, and like Jesus says some shit about like, you know, they're gonna be getting theirs, so you can feel good about it. It's really like a sick way to look at things.
You know, the second book of John, or I think it's one of the two Johns. What is it? 2:15 or something like that, where it tells them that the people or the believers that love the things of the world do not possess the love of the Father in them. And last I checked, TikTok was made for secular worldly entertainment. Thank you so much. And they shouldn't be on TikTok. They should be out on the streets, feeding the hungry, showing their testimony by, you know, making sure that the widows and the orphans are fed and comfortable. They're supposed to welcome the stranger. All these kind of things that they're supposed to do that, you know, you don't need superpowers for, but they don't do those shits. They want to go on TikTok and debate, and they want to just show their asses. And it helps me remember that their testimony sucks. And it helps me with, you know, just being an atheist, because I don't want to go back to that.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a, every time I, you know, run into a Christian or hear anything about it, essentially it's another reminder of what I was freed from. Oh shoot, I lost it. I looked at a message and I forgot the thing you said. Well, thank you. Oh, I know what it was. You were talking about the thing. Mindshift just did this video about how like Christians should, honestly, every one of them should be giving everything that they have away, and like living communally. And anyone that doesn't do that is just coping. And like that's something that Jesus is really explicit about. It's something the early church did, and I think it's a really good argument.
Yeah, another good argument is the Bible claims that without God, everything's bad, everything's destruction, everything's just evil. But only 500 years ago, this God appeared in America, and America was clean. Everybody had a civilization that was moral, and I know that my ancestors didn't do everything right, because they also did human sacrifices and stuff like that. But you gotta think about it. Even though they had human sacrifices in Europe, there were everybody, if that didn't agree with them, they had the Crusades up there. They had the witch hunts, and all those things that they did evil. They failed to always remember that Christianity has a larger blood trail than a lot of the tribes around the world that didn't need it. But like I said, the Bible says that without God, everything's destruction. But we can see that that's false, because around the world, tribes, had a lot of things that they left behind that were good. For instance, my ancestors, they explored the stars with their eyes and mapped them, and they also experimented with different plants to help people get better. But like I said, Christians have a lot of things that
Okay. Is that better on YouTube? I'm very sorry, YouTube. My first day back and I'm mistreating you. Rimbles, it's good to see you. Terrible name. Foxy on pause. And Austin Phipps. Elohim make perfect sense. Jesus is our well-endowed Lord and Savior with extra holes for pleasure. And thank you very much for the Go Populars. Thanks, Schley. It's good to see you. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you for the oh, Crystal, I'm sorry I saw you as well earlier. Lathe of Heaven, I saw you in here as well. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to say hello. Oh, my audio is doubled. What? Is it still doubled? Did you read your own prompt? I think you need to put the no between make and sense. Is it not clear to people how humor works? Do I have to put like a warning like Mezzo does? Is it really that bad? Elohim are real people that occupy the realm of heaven. I mean, I know all those words, but that sentence doesn't make any sense. Single audio source now? Great. Yeah, I think the problem is there's like a quick mute button, and I think unmuted both my headset mic. It is still bad grammar even on a joke. You got me there. You got me there, Reed. Yeah. It turned them both on when I unmuted. I was supposed to do this a lot earlier today, and then I didn't. For lots of reasons. Let's see. I think I've lost my... There we go. Want to make sure I don't lose the multi-guest window. I'm down to one little monitor, so I'm trying to figure out. Elohim are aliens. Yes, I think they're aliens. No, Reed, I don't care about... I know that the book says that there's, multiple gods. It's because it's like a mixture of mythologies. None of it's real. It's real weird to me when people like figure out parts of these things and somehow they come away with like an even weirder cult message instead of like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. But I guess I was lucky because, I got in later in the 8th grade and then got out after high school somewhat, so I would agree to a certain extent because our Bible, outdated by the Sumerian text, talk about the Anunnaki. None of it's real, Reed. None of the things in these ancient texts are real. None of the mysterious, magical things. There's no aliens or gods or any of these things that people have seen and written down, and now they're all lost and hidden. Hey, Stosky, good to see you. A talking burning bush wasn't real? I know, right? It's so hard to imagine. It seems like something you'd see every day. Reed, I know what you're talking about. You're doing this alien thing. I don't care about that. You probably have some kind of psychosis. I'm sorry. You might want to I'd just get off the internet. If you're using AI at all, don't use AI at all. Never ever. Never again. Anna Naughty? I'm proud to say that I'm not using AI at all. I've decided. I made a. I don't want what Reed is on. How do you know it's just a myth? Because I watched people debunk this stuff a lot. It's kind of funny because oh, it wants me to invite Super Solid 4TP to co-host. He wouldn't want to do that. TikTok. Choose people that actually know me more. Um, no, like the funny thing with the people that are always like wanting to tell you about their secret myth or whatever, like you can probably assume if someone's doing a show like this, they're deep into knowing a lot of these things. I don't think I know as much as Reed probably knows about whatever he's talking about, right? Or they're talking about. That's fair. But I know enough that like I've heard these things that I'm like, this is nonsense. Talking donkeys is a myth. I mean, okay, we have precedents in Shrek. So, I mean, possibly I feel there's like a little more weight to that one. But then I think that is a cartoon. Then I think about Mr. Ed, and we're kind of back where we were. It doesn't make me feel better to say this. I just think that it's not interesting, and it seems like psychosis, whatever you're talking about. It sounds exactly like someone nerding out about Star Wars lore, like I do sometimes, and only they are convinced it's real for some reason. Exactly. It's not convincing. It's weird because, I mean, like, yeah, it's exactly like that. I've been this enthused about things. I've been enthused about Christianity like this. What is this? Oh, God isn't real. Yeah, Remy. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Read with the like the weird little ad homs. An interesting tack. 99% of the people on this planet have some sort of spiritual belief system. Wow, good for them. I guess I'm part of the 1% that like thinks. A Star Wars denier? We literally have documentaries. Is the thing? Okay. I keep worrying that I'm missing the multicast thing, but it's just that no one is requesting. I guess I could change the topic because this doesn't work either, I guess. That's true. I mean, if we do recall, the documentaries report that it took place in a galaxy a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So because of that, we cannot say that it's not real. We love you, Tekka. What is that? Hmm. Wonder what you're gonna do with that. Why did I say that? It seemed like just a name, but now I'm like, what does that mean? Like an album? Lil Tekka is a person. Hey, Zipsop, thank you for the donut. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm gonna change the background, I think. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I did get flagged for hate speech from that first guest, I think. Wonder if I have to restart, or when does that get fixed? That was so frustrating. You're closed-minded to anything extraordinary. Hold on a second. I want to see something. You're not one of the people that was. Yeah, Reed. Reed, are you for real? Reed, you're the one that was telling me that my grammar was wrong. Okay, well, what's this? I don't want to do this. Oh, no, get out of here with your thing. Crystal said to do a thing, and I didn't register it until now. Oh my gosh. Um, no, fuck all of that language. Oh, there's all kinds of new buttons in the enhance. Live center settings. Anti-establishment. Hello. Good to see you. I'm just setting up live goals. I just realized how much this sounds like life goals. That's depressing? Viewers can send it. Okay. So that's getting done. Oh, pin. It's weird there's like so many things you gotta do. I mean, I guess it's good to have the options, but let's see. We need a I know what I want to do.
Uh, the not radiation. Well, I'd have to go back and watch the video, but like, he'd have uh, something about like radiation coming off for 0.6 seconds. If it was any longer, the rest of the shroud would have been burned. If it really does only go point four or like if it does only go like just a couple nanometers into it. Now if the video I saw was actually accurate, then and like I'm not I mean my co-worker who actually thinks that there's like fucking aliens and shit. I could agree with all that, and they like beamed them up. But
It
they're not.
seems like a lot of nonsense, you know?
Well, I mean, he's
Wouldn't-
got some wild shit out. He's one of the people that believes that like there's like reptilian.
Hello?
Yeah, I don't go to
Hello?
all.
I'm talking. Hi. So, wouldn't it make sense for an all powerful, all loving God to give you and everyone else the same accessibility to Him? So, wouldn't the evidence for Him being real be easily accessible and understood by all?
Oh, just a heads up, I'm not necessarily a believer. I am.
What the heckin' are you doing here, silly goose?
Not listen, and the video what I watched would like if that is actually accurate, then I won't. Then like I'd have to become a believer. But like at the moment, I'm still atheistic, agnostic.
Well, the Torah instigator has arrived.
Yes, but what does it mean when she says she, her pronouns?
I see. It's some kind of a transphobic thing. Bye bye.
Ew, gross.
Second piece of the kind of like there was like a small cloth that had blood spattered on it. I could sworn it was in Spain and actually matched with the blood.
Matched with
the
what
stains
blood,
matched
though?
up perfectly.
I don't understand what matched with what blood. Maybe I missed something. Sorry, I did have to step away for a second, so maybe that was part of an earlier thing. But we don't have like Jesus's blood, and we don't. So like, how would we know what it matches to?
There was there was two pieces of there were two pieces of cloth. One the shower turned, then there was another. One the shower turned, then there was another one that
Oh, okay. So you're saying there's just
What
two
blood
cloths
was
and the
that?
blood and the pigment matches or something. It looks like blood across them both that matches. I see what you're
yeah,
saying.
and one is like confirmed. One is supposed to be confirmed from like that time period already.
Let me ask you this. So somebody in the comments, who was it? The Gospel according to Matt. At best, the shroud only provides Jesus died. Why does it mean God exists? I think that's a good question.
Well, I mean, if he just died, it wouldn't leave that it wouldn't leave that imprint
Why
the
not?
way it did.
Why not?
I'd have to go back and rewatch what I saw and
Well, like let's say that something
They had
did
to, like,
occur.
ionize
Let's say that
everything.
something did occur that made the blood stain this in a weird way. Well, why does it mean that he's God? It doesn't prove that he rose from the dead. It doesn't prove any of the other claims about him. It just shows that he may have died in a cloth that got stained in a way that we don't understand.
No, what I mean is like the imprint of his face, like if what I saw was accurate could only happen, and through like essentially supernatural basis, and uh, you know, give me. I think it's like a 10-minute video. I'm gonna go rewatch it real quick, and I'll just come back.
Okay, cool. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Cool. Hello, Rick. Do you want to come up and talk about we're all part of something greater than ourselves, and it is infinite. Is the universe infinite?
Hey, KB. Good to see you, babes. I sent you back a voice note and I had a terrible day. So, anyway, yeah, we'll talk later. That's my friend KB, guys. Follow her. She's great. Unless she doesn't want you to follow her. She'll tell you that. Let me not encourage that.
Oh, we got a request from someone. Hello, Chewy. Are you over 18? Hello? Hello? Better.
Oh, really? You got a mic on? Nobody told me that in the last conversation. Hold on. Can you hear me any better if I speak loud?
That's pretty good, I think.
Okay, far away. All right, cool. So, God makes no sense. Am I talking to you or the host? Are you the host?
I am the host, and Schley is my co-host. So we're both just kind of having discussions with people.
Work. Kind of. Is it discussions, or is it more like a controlled room where you guys kind of dictate everything?
You don't have to be afraid. Go ahead and have the conversation.
No, I'm not worried about being afraid. I'm just worried about wasting my time.
I'm worried about that too.
Which I'm not saying I'm okay. All right.
Like what?
Go and tap the screens. Share the lives. Block this asshole.
All right, let's try this then. How's it going, guys?
Neither of us are guys.
Hello?
We're pretty good.
Hey. Hey.
All right. So do you guys don't believe in any type of God, or just the idea of God in a certain sense?
I am not convinced that any gods exist. I'm agnostic to the idea of a god, like a impersonal creator god created the universe and fucked off, and that's it. Like, there's no way for me to disprove that. So,
Do you believe in like a spiritual realm at all? Like, do you believe there's something more to our bodies, or are we just like metaphysical, physical, just compounds?
no, I don't believe in anything
do you believe
else.
it's
Yeah.
Okay, so you've never believed in any type of spirits or God?
I
or
didn't say
anything to that
never.
degree?
I did at one point.
Oh, I'm not asking because I don't know you. That's all.
Well, that's fair. I'm just clarifying.
Yeah,
I did at one point, very
I-
All right,
strongly.
I did as
Okay.
well, but I don't anymore. There's just no evidence to convince me.
Like, did you guys have like a specific religion or God, or just like spirits in general or ghosts?
I was.
I was fundamentalist, evangelical Christian.
Yeah, I was
I'm
also. I was
assuming
saying,
raised that way, or were you guys both raised in the church then, basically, by your parents?
I was not. My parents were atheists. My mom, I think, was maybe some kind of religious, but not strong. My dad was an atheist. I joined the cult in the 8th grade, and then I was in it for about
Nice.
a decade and a half,
You're
probably
talking about
strongly.
and
Yeah,
you're talking about the evangelical.
the blood
kind of cult
drinking,
was it? Like, what?
the blood drinking. Your cult, right? Christianity, the one where you believe you drink Jesus' blood and eat his flesh to gain his powers or whatever.
I mean, the Bible does say some interesting things about blood, right? Like when the blood is spilled, like let's say if a man unalives another man and his blood hits the ground, it says his blood calls out. It's kind of interesting concept, right? Like it calls out to God. The blood does.
Yeah, it treats
You wanna know-
it treats
you wanna know
blood
something I
as
just
a very
learned about blood?
particular thing in the cult. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was
you and I
in-
just learned about blood. They're using it for biocomputers. Are you familiar with biocomputers in today's world?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Do you guys mind if I explain it to you? It'll only take like 20 seconds so we can just continue the conference. So you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I guess so.
But right now, so I don't know if you guys are familiar. I believe it's Singapore right now has they have AI data centers that are under like the water, right? So they built them underground so they could cool them and stuff. So this isn't really about data centers, but something I just learned about their computers that makes them even more amazing. Not only are they cooled just by the water around them, but they're using so it's like CL computers. Can you look up biocomputers while you're typing so you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But they use the human like blood or like tissue, I believe it is, and they're taking the cells and they're actually creating like the neurons that your brain produces, I believe, from the cells. But it's adapting to the computer. It makes the AI computers actually 1,000 times quicker, right? There's something to be said about blood and what it does.
Yeah, I think that you've been
If
misinformed,
you look that up,
probably.
I think
So
it's-
blood here refers to simulated nutrient
no,
and oxygen
I'm
life
pretty-
support systems required to keep lab-grown brain tissue alive. It's not probably like literally taking
Yeah.
blood from people or
I'm saying,
something.
like,
It's synthetic.
well, they're using stem cells, right? They're using stem cells.
It's synthetic, right?
Are you look up?
What is the point
You
of
just gotta
this?
look it up,
What
man.
is the
You'll
point
see
of what
what
you're
I'm-
saying? What is the point of this misinformation?
How does
Well, you-
this make God make sense?
Well, for one, it shows just how complex. Well, for one, it shows just how complex. the body
It's like going inside of your mouth and then outside and across the room. And so
let me-
it's like
let me try
back and
something.
forth, and we can hear you and then we can't hear you, and it's super weird. Super weird.
Let me just use the phone. I'll shut it off real quick.
Good idea.
Is it better?
Yep.
All right, let's do this. All right, this works. All right, so if you look up CL computers, basically, I'm just saying that there's something. You say it because he was using the idea of it being blood magic as like this magical thing. What I'm
Well-
saying is there's something to the science of it.
So your point is that blood has some kind of consistency or nutrients to it that is useful for computing and other things than just living organisms. My point is that may be true. It doesn't mean that it's magic or whatever, or that God needs it. I think this is the problem, right?
No, I just
I
think
don't-
that guy
I don't
put it there
think-
for a reason.
It's not put anywhere. You have to prove that. Like,
I don't believe we came from evolution. We could definitely discuss evolution and why it makes no sense at all. If you'd like,
you want to pivot. God makes sense. Make
no,
God make sense.
I think it's because. What do you believe? Where do you believe human? Because if humans didn't come from a god,
we were
I'm
created
saying,
last
let's say
Thursday.
evolution is true.
We were
Let's go down
created
your
last
path of
Thursday,
evolution real
Chewy.
quick.
You asked me a question and I'm answering it. What I
Sure.
believe is that we were created
Sure.
last Thursday by the simulations turning on.
Okay. What simulation exactly? Do you believe
one that we
everything-
live in?
Like, do you believe this conversation right now is a simulation?
Yeah.
So you believe this conversation is ones and zeros right now?
It's as possible as your God.
Okay. Well, do you believe God is ones and zeros right now?
No, I don't believe in a God. The simulation is as
Well-
possible as your God.
Well, wouldn't a simulation have a worldview, right? Like a simulation's got some kind of programming, which means there's a programmer.
I don't know what would cause it. Doesn't mean that there isn't one.
Well, I'm just saying, it seems likely that there's a programmer.
So your argument is
Do you have
now
any
that we
evidence
are
to
in a
support your
simulation that is
non-theist views?
simulated by God, that is created by God. The simulation is created.
That was never my argument. Was never that.
Chewy, don't
You're the
use
one that
my
created
worldview
simulation.
because I haven't given you a worldview except for to say that I believe we live in a simulation.
You just did. I don't believe I live in a simulation. You brought up
Okay.
simulation. You believe everything
So
was simulation. I believe in
show me
free will.
why
That
we do
wouldn't
not live in a
necessarily be
simulation. Show me why we do not live in a simulation and instead it was created by God.
What's favorite thing? What's your favorite drink?
What I'm saying is
What do you
that
drink on a
your
daily?
evidence here, your evidence for God has no, explanatory power.
You're asking questions you don't want answers to.
I'm sorry,
My God has
did
no
you answer my
explanatory
question?
power.
You tried to ask me a question.
Do you need a giant microscope? Do you need God under your giant microscope in order for there to be a God? Is that what you need?
I need your God to make sense.
My God makes sense to people who actually try to make sense of my God.
Oh, really? Why did God put the tree
Correct.
of the knowledge of good and evil in the garden?
Why are you pivoting? He also put a tree of
Because this
knowledge,
is a
right? He
major
put the tree of
problem
life
with
as
God
well,
making
which-
no sense.
What?
It's not a pivot.
Hold
It's
up.
part of the conversation. You said that your God makes sense
So
to
you
people
just
that
don't
try
like
to
free
Chewy.
will.
I'm answering
I
you
just-
because you
I
said
answered
that
your question.
your
You
God
said, why
makes
did he put
sense
that
to
book-
people.
that tree there?
Yeah, why did he put it there?
He also put the tree of life there, bro. The same reason you can. It's not the same as choosing between a Pepsi and a Coke, but that's be like the simplest example I could give you.
That
You
makes
have a
no
choice
sense.
to make. Are you going to choose God or reject Him? It's your choice. Hell is just the separation of you from the good God that
Chewy?
we have.
Chewy, you're getting derailed.
Yeah.
Why did he
Yep.
put it there? He put it there to give us a choice?
You haven't derailed, bro.
Chewy,
I am the freaking
focus
rail
in.
master. I am
Focus
watching
in.
one of all the boys that are getting derailed and crashing.
Chewy, shh.
Chewy,
Dude, you are shifting
Chewy,
goalposts all
you're
around
gonna
the field.
stop disrespecting pronouns. This is Sarah.
Oh,
Her
listen.
her pronouns are she, her.
Well, she should have told me
Actually-
that. By the way, my pronouns
It's
are
on
he,
the
him,
screen.
hog.
I think you
prefer-
can read, right?
Not without my glasses. That little ones, or no? Hold on, let me try to focus. I can't read up
It's
close.
not my
little-
problem that you don't know how to read. Okay, respect the
I'm not a
pronouns.
literate,
Chewy,
honey.
Chewy.
Try to pull your
Don't call
pussy
me
together
honey.
and not be a
Fuck
bitch.
off.
Goodbye,
Oh,
Chewy.
what's wrong?
Goodbye, Chewy.
Sorry.
That's fine. I honestly didn't even hear because I was trying to ask him simple questions and they were going insane over like any pushback. Oh, that was frustrating.
It was I think there was a delay maybe too, because like there was just a lot of overlap with the conversation anyway.
Yeah.
Hi, chat. What's going on?
Oh, I have to look at.
I feel like I hear myself. Are you wearing headphones? I feel like I hear myself. I don't know if there's an echo on my end or
I
not.
don't hear an echo, and I have headphones on.
It
Does
might
anyone-
just be me.
Does anyone hear echo?
Hello?
Do you know the Gnostic way that story is told? I assume that means do you know? Do you the Gnostic way? I know the Gnostics. I know a little bit of Gnosticism. It seems unconvincing. Echo?
Why are my comments not loading? How strange.
It's like a you problem.
Oh, there
Shalane.
it is.
I'm sorry.
It is. Slow going over here for some reason.
Oh, why the tree is there? The Gnostic way that the tree is told? Oh, I don't know about that. It's probably, I would guess, for God to be mean and trickster, because that's what I think it seems to explain. And I know the Gnostics think that God's evil, or Yahweh's evil, right? I can't believe that guy called you sweetie or whatever, honey or whatever it was. That was annoying. Oh, we got a request.
Honey, ew, it just immediately triggered my like rage mode.
I know. I was like, that's that. Hi, are you over 18?
I am.
Cool.
Yes.
And so you had some info to share about the Gnostic retelling of the story of the garden?
Yeah. So in that kind of version, you're right. The god that most people know of is like what's called the demiurge, but there's a god higher than that in what's called like the Pleroma, which is like just another area, I guess, and there's like the real god, like the highest high god or whatever, and that god makes aeons, which are like lesser gods that rule with it, and like they can also create things, but they have to do it with partners. But one of them doesn't do it with a partner, tries to do it on their own, and like make something bad. Urge makes the material world that we know today, and then finds itself like thinks it's God, so it makes all these. and then like Sophia like tries to tell this demiurge that it's not the highest god and like quit tripping or whatever, and then like it kidnaps her, or she goes willingly, and then it splits her into humanity. So then like Sophia is like fractaled into Adam and Eve. So
Oh wow.
like her spark is in Adam and Eve. So like the tree comes from the pleroma. Like so the demiurge doesn't want the tree to be there, and but the pleroma is the highest god is ultimately in charge. So it puts the tree into the garden to help Adam and Eve, who is Sophia, because eventually Sophia needs to escape the material world and get back to the pleroma.
Oh, this is such a better story. I like this one. Is this what you believe personally?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like, so like God really loved Elijah. It's just kind of cute. I do admit that it's wrong. I think that God obviously went a little too far, but if somebody did that for me, I would also like see the like.
Two men because they told me something about, like, the last guest who called me honey. And he was like, you know what? That's it. I'm finding that dude and he's done. I would not think that was sweet. Okay. I would be like, you're nutso butso. Get away from me forever.
I just get that too, I guess. But like, so like, but you're imagining 42 people like seemingly harassing you.
Yeah, words are so violent.
It's scary, but I
Like,
wouldn't
what?
like someone to kill all those people on my behalf. I'd rather the bear show
I
up and
agree.
say,
Like I said,
hey, knock it
I
off.
totally agree.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just
I
like,
mean-
I don't know, this reminds me of the kind of apologetics people do for cops.
Yeah, and I don't like that either. I do think that it's tough to be a cop, and
Nope.
Oh, no.
One of the easiest jobs. Tons of jobs that are
I
more
agree.
dangerous.
certain times though, it's going to be like, because I've seen the bad side of it too, where like the cop is trying to be good, and then like things go terribly wrong, and that cop loses the battle. You know what I mean? Like, and they were trying to be the good guy. So I do, but I agree that largely is good guy. So I do, but I agree that largely.
It uses the cops to kill the citizens to save the property. It's the same kind of thing that Christians use
Like
all the
what
time
ICE
to
is doing right now.
yeah, it's like
I
the thing
think
that I
that's
see in the Bible
reach.
that I don't like
But
is
I mean,
that you can
I see
take
what
these
you're
kinds
saying.
of lessons and apply them to modern day, and Christians support those lessons.
Depending on how you view which lessons,
You
and the
literally just
perspectives you
supported
take.
it. You
Like, I
literally
think-
just said, imagine you were Elijah and these guys are attacking you, and oh my God, you need the bears to come and kill them. You literally made this argument.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But why
I-
do you like it? Why do you like it? You know, because it sounds a
It's not that I
little
like it.
wishy-washy to me.
Like I
It
just said,
sounds
I
a
should
little
have run the anthem.
non-committal. But like at the end of the day, Six, you're on the side. Like you're on one side
And another time I prayed for some random person at this gas station to hit a jackpot, and then they did the next spin. Like right after I prayed it, I was like, I want to see this dude hit a jackpot. And then he won $500 on the next spin. And that was pretty neat. And then the third one, which was probably to me, I thought was most impressive. I was volunteering down at the city mission, and God kind of like revealed to me like that people in prisons need Bibles. And then like when I was at this mission, they had like thousands of Bibles that were just sitting around. So I was like, maybe I can like broker these going to the prison. So like I tried to set that up, and they were going to accept the donations at the prison, and they said they needed paperback books.
Six, I have a question.
And the paperback books were yeah.
The God you believe in that is not the God of the Bible wanted you to give Bibles to prisoners?
So there's good stuff in the Bible. Again,
No,
it's
there's not that
It's
much.
not that he's not the God
Is the
of the
God
Bible.
so the God of the God you believe in likes the Bible, approves of it?
Not all of it, because it does say that there's things in there that can lead you down the wrong direction.
What do you think will happen
Is
when
what-
the prisoners get the Bible and they can't talk to you about how it should be read? How will they get it? How will they understand it?
So God told me that we're closest to him when we suffer the most. So I imagine people in prison are suffering the
Wow.
most.
That sucks. Why did God make it that way?
sad and gross. That's so sad and gross. No. You
That's-
only have one life right now, and you shouldn't have to suffer through it. You should enjoy it and make the most of it. Days are hard. Like this day was really shitty for me, okay? But like you should just try to live the best possible life that you possibly can. Suffering is terrible. Why would you willfully like spend your time that way?
I don't think anybody willfully tries to suffer.
It's fucked up
yes,
that
if
somebody
you-
told you that's what you deserve and that's what you have to do in order to
So it's not,
believe in
it's not
God.
what they said. It's not. They
Hold
didn't
on.
say that
What
you
you
deserve
said-
it.
what
They,
you
they
said-
actually say that you don't deserve it.
What you
They
said
just
was
said
to
that
be
that's when they're
closest to
closest.
God. To be closest to God, you have to suffer.
No, when you're suffering, that's when God is closest.
Can I be closer to God when I'm not suffering? Can I be as close as I can be as when I'm suffering?
Probably not.
Yeah. Why is that?
I'm not sure.
That's
I don't know.
a really dark worldview.
I think maybe that's something to explore. Like genuinely, you should consider that. Do you want to like devote your life and love and believe in this God that would be like, you know what really gets me going?
Suffering.
Gross. No.
I do think about that. I do, and that's a problem for me. I don't like that. And when I look at the disciples and how they all met their end, following Jesus is risky business.
No, that's another lie from the church. There's no evidence
think
that
it
they all
was-
died for professing Jesus or whatever. There's like one disciple, I think that.
I think it was just one. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
There's only one that lived to be old age, and that was John. The other ones were all
that
either
was martyred. There's
way
only
or-
one that was martyred professing the faith, according to the
Peter
book.
was hung upside down, crucified upside down.
According to what? According to what, though?
I'm not sure.
Right. It's an apocryphal text. And it actually also says that a cross comes out and flies around. So you have to like take on a lot of other shit to believe some of these other claims.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, my point was that you're saying this, you were making a claim about, all of these people died for this, and it means it's very important. But there's no evidence that happened, and there's not even very many writings about this. It's something the church says, and everyone just says it.
Well, that's actually kind of from the way I was looking at it prior. Like it was following God seemed dangerous. So like these people unaliving in terrible ways seemed like a bad thing to me. So like you saying that they didn't have these unfortunate ends, kind of like is a relief. So like, because like you're kind of you're kind of apologizing for God inadvertently right now, like doing
Right.
apologetics.
No, I understand. Everything that anyone ever says is going to sound like, actually, this proves what I believe. I believe you need to speak to somebody more that can give you better help than we can give you.
I
Interesting.
think that's a nice way to put that.
Did you clock me? Is that like clocked? Like you've now been like, oh, this dude's crazy? Was I clocked? Because that happens a lot.
Do you have beliefs that I just don't think align with reality as we've been talking? And the things that you say,
Sure.
when I call you out on them, you say, well, that could be true, but also whatever, and you kind of just go off of it. It seems like it's a thing that you just believe very strongly without a lot of evidence, and it came about through like
What is evidence
means
exactly?
things that make sense logically to me. Things that are like, I can go from A to B to C, and it's like, I see how this gets from A to B to C. You've gone from A to Z without any of the steps in between, is how it seems.
I mean, we haven't really discussed every step. Like I said, this was over months. I could break the more I get into it, the more you're going to think I'm crazy, because like when you deal with God, like you're going to see supernatural. And,
No,
like,
it doesn't seem
you're
like
going to see, like,
the
real
problem
things.
is when people can make these claims, they don't sound supernatural. They sound natural. They sound in your head or made up or coincidental. That's the major problem. It is a perspective thing.
Sure. Like experiencing it is different than hearing of somebody experiencing it.
Yes. I do
Absolutely.
believe that you
At
experienced
least I-
something, and that might have been very impactful. It might have been very real. But the outcomes of those experiences are like baseball games and, Bibles of prisoners. Like they're things that are not compelling as divine revelation or as like indicators that God's involved. They seem like things that that would just happen in day-to-day life, and you're attributing it to God.
So that gets back to the Bender and coincidence kind of thing. Like that's like God's not like doing like the flashy things.
But that means
You're
God's
not
not
gonna
doing
expect
anything. Everything is natural. Like if you can explain everything naturally, why do you need to assume that God's doing something behind the scenes? Like it is simply because you have heard a voice in your head or continually heard something around you or whatever it was, right? I don't mean to downplay it. I
whatever you wanna
believe you
call it.
experienced
Yeah,
something
yeah.
pretty powerful.
Yeah, I do too. And I think that's cool for you. But I agree with Sarah. I think it's not really necessary to attribute things to a supernatural cause before having occurred. And there's actually a resource that I created a couple days ago. Now, it's a little bit more specific towards grief and loss, but I think it's actually pertinent to this, and it's on my page. If you click the little resource thingy on my page, you'll see that. So take a look at that, maybe.
Yeah, I'll check it out for sure. Are we done? Are you guys like?
I'm not dismissing
Oh.
you. I just wanted to throw
You
it
guys
in
out?
there while I was
Oh, yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about
We
it.
don't have to finish or anything. Although I probably should go soon to eat. I should eat. Dinner was ready a little bit ago, and I've just been like yapping away. But it's been really fun, so it's hard to leave. Because Six, you are fun to talk to. You're a nice person, and like you speak well. Like you're not antagonistic. So like it's been great talking to you. That's why I'm
tough
like,
because like I understand as well. Like when people clock me as like, because like it does sound questionable, and like when I hear other people with the same kind of experiences as me, like it does get really weird. And to me, it's interesting that whatever this is that happens to people, they or this is that happens to people, they the enemy side though, like there's a deceiver, like something out
How do
there
you
is
tell the
also like
difference?
working against people.
so imagine that this
Just-
being that you
it's gonna
talked
sound-
to was the deceiver, and they have tricked you now into sending their evil word to prisoners.
Yeah, that's a possibility, I suppose.
No.
Those are always
Well, how do you determine that it's
those
not
are
that?
always things that it's kind of faith, you know what I mean? You kind of just gotta have like trust that this and hope that this thing, it's not all evil. Like the whole world isn't about evil, you know what I mean? And try to do the good.
No,
in
but
it.
you spoke with a being, right? How do you know that they were good?
Right.
How do you know that?
So do you think though, like the people in prison probably like, do you think that they're going to get the bad side of the Bible? You think, like, reading it, like,
I don't think they're going to
in a
have
bad
anything
place.
good. I don't think anything's going to come for that at all. I don't think anything's going to happen. What I'm saying is, how do you know the being you spoke with was good and not evil?
So I don't. I think I called it evil a few times.
But
It
you're like, I'll
obviously
just do its
fits
will
the
and
world.
suffering to be close to it.
Not necessarily. There's also like, you can't, like, you're in its world, like you have to, like, I'm here. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
So like it's kind of making the best out of like
No.
the situation. That
I don't
you're
believe
in.
that God exists, and you believe I'm in its world, and I'm here, and I'm not doing any of the stuff you're doing, right? What's the difference?
Right.
Why do you have to do this?
I guess that I don't have to do, and like I'm not really doing much right now personally. But like I try to do good. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want to do in
But
the
like,
world. You
your
know what I
good
mean?
is sending prisoners Bibles. Like that's
So, I mean, that
not
was
that's not
one-
it's not really an unequivocal good. I think it's probably overall bad from my point of view. So this is the problem that I'm getting at. These platitudes of I try to do good and I don't actually whatever. All of these things are just like, I do what the church says and I don't want to think about it. I do think I'm going to go eat dinner. And I appreciate the conversation. I'll let you have last word though.
So again, it wasn't always like that was one incident. Like there's many other incidents where I think that I actually like helped people and did do good. But obviously, good is a perspective as well. Like you can try to do good and end up doing bad, which happens often with a lot of people.
Actually, before I leave, let's do this. What would you define good as being?
I don't know if that really answers anything because like
It does. I define good as being what you ought to do, right? And so doing what you ought to do is hard to know because you need a goal. You need to know what you're doing, what you ought to be doing, why you ought to be doing it, what is the goal, what are you trying to get to, that sort of thing. And so that's what I think when you say like Christians that are trying to do good or you're trying to do good with your beliefs, it doesn't really mean much because it could mean anything to you because it's whatever you think you ought to do. And that might not be what I think someone ought to do. And that's where it's like doing good means nothing. You have to have like an actual set of beliefs that give you standards and like reason. And like, this is my point of view anyway. Like, I think you need to have like a really reasoned way of looking at it rather than just like, I just try to do good.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What do you think is more important, intention or impact?
Impact.
Which I would agree. But like you can, no matter what, so you could do what you ought to do, but the impact of what you think you ought to do could be a negative impact. So like you could totally
Yes.
do what you think you ought to do, and
Right.
it could go bad. And the opposite is true as well. You can actually do something bad, and something good can come from it.
Pretty
That's
rarely.
harder to get-
Why would you ever try to
harder
do
to-
something
it's
bad?
harder to get to.
That seems really crazy. But that was my point though, was that saying that you're trying to do good just means you're trying to do what you believe you ought to do. And I think what you believe you ought to do is maybe not very good from my point of view. I believe it's not what you ought to do, right? Like I think you ought not listen to whatever being you met. I think you ought not do what it says or befriend it. I think you ought to ignore it.
Well, it's ignoring me right now, so fair.
That's interesting.
I suppose. I suppose that is interesting. I haven't talked to it for quite a while.
So
It
what?
doesn't-
It just disappeared and ghosted.
Yeah, it
Your
just
ghosted you.
Holy
It
ghosted.
just ghosted me. I got wholly ghosted, bro. But
Oh, 6. That is just a shame. Oh no. Well, you know what? I would like to offer something if Sarah has time. If not, that's okay. So you're offering a lot of like your own personal experiences. I mean, I don't know if it's going to help at all, but like there was times where I had an illness that I didn't know. It was undiagnosed, and it messed with my brain chemicals to a degree where I ended up in something called psychosis. Do you know what that is?
I do know
Okay.
that.
And so I had a fun little time believing, this has happened a couple of times for me, but the first time it happened, I believed that I was Jesus for a time.
I
And
talked about
so
that earlier.
so it's very common to have like these religious ideations and religious experiences when your neurotransmitters and your brain chemicals are all imbalanced, right?
Possibly, or they're so like the thought that we're all one being, like a one consciousness, like a single consciousness, just fractaled into different beings, which could be everybody is Jesus, maybe.
I don't believe that anymore. And I have found a lot of freedom and letting go of the meaning making that my mind was doing during those times. And so now I just get to live my life and live it based on the evidence that we do have and, experience the world as it is here and now and not worry about the making meaning of like the small coincidences that happen every day. You said earlier that you prayed a few times and the prayers came true and the things happened, the things that you wanted to happen. I see that as just like happy coincidences. That's cool. Yay. A lot of times we wish for things that don't happen,
That's and I can also attest to times where I made deep-hearted prayers and they weren't answered. So like I do see that. I also think that like you mentioned going through your own sort of experience. Have you looked into like Carl Jung and like synchronicities and like things like that?
Oh, broadcast.
I mean, just a little bit I have.
I'm gonna finish this and then I'll hang up.
I think I got booted or blocked or some shit because I haven't been able to get back on. Every time I've tried
I don't know if Sarah here knows that she's unmuted.
It's gotta be quiet, I think.
Sorry, I'm so nosy. So like I heard whispering and then I was like, what are they
So I've been
saying?
having audio issues.
Johnny, you drop.
So if you retry it, might be working.
So I totally spaced. I don't know what you asked me anymore because I was trying to eavesdrop.
I just briefly mentioned Carl Jung and his research into like synchronicities and like so like I do, to me, like the thing that psychosis happens, and it seems to be like a similar thing to happen to people. It's interesting to me. I think that it points to something. I'm not sure what it is. Whether it is like a brain anomaly, like your equipment malfunctioning, or if it is some kind of like prompt from the universe, like everything is like your path is set in a certain way, like a video game. Like when you play a video game, like you get to like make the choices in the video game, but like the story is set for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be just better to just experience the world factually as it is based on evidence that we do have. I think it's really dangerous to lean into the supernatural ideas and talking to entities and beings that you perceive around you. I think that could be something that, you might need to talk to a psychiatrist about to get some help with. But I think it's beneficial and helpful to just like stay in reality, stay connected and tethered to what is real, what we can experience and what we can know. And, just live your life based on that.
It is definitely a slippery slope. I will agree with that. I think that when you get into that kind of mindset, it can get problematic, especially like are thinking everybody is demonic or something like that. That's going to result in a very problematic mindset.
When you can place evil inside of a body, then it can transfer to any body, right? And that is very, very dangerous and very, very harmful.
I try to be mindful of that, and I never do. I don't look at people as like NPCs or demonic entities. Even if I do believe that these things could possibly exist, I think that it is not. even if somebody was like possessed, that would make me feel worse for them. Like, then it would make me fear them. Like, I'd be sad that they're experiencing that more than I would be like, shame on them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and I think that's good. I think it's an indication that your empathy is intact. And, just like lean into that, I guess. I don't know. It's been a lovely conversation. I don't want to keep Sarah any longer. And I actually need to go grab a bite to eat myself. But
fair enough.
yeah,
Lovely
I mean,
talking to you, lady.
just keep asking questions and think things through. Try to critically think about things. And yeah.
Thanks for having me up here. And like I said, great talk. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too, Six. Thanks for coming by. You're welcome to come back anytime and we can talk more if you want.
Awesome. Catch you another time then.
All right, thank you. Schley, thanks for coming by and co-hosting. That was really helpful. And everyone follow Schley and check out the resource in her profile.
Thanks for having me, Sarah. I'll see you around.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Okay, and then I'm going to get going in a sec, and so I'll just sign off by saying give me a follow on TikTok and YouTube. Joel's live, but I think he's doing a members only thing, so I'm probably going to, I'm not a member there right now. But go find Joel if you're a member, and you can see him. Other things. Oh, I'm going to try to stream every day. Like, as much as I can, because Bye, Equity. Thank you for coming by. Thank you everyone for coming by to the Okay. Now if I